Morning. You reckon it was a school bloody holiday? Shoplifting, little break-and-enters. It's a petty crime wave, boss.
Good morning, all.
What are you so happy about?
Oh, it's a lovely day. The birds are singing, the sun's shining.
Spare me, Mags. See any blow-ins? New faces in the pub?
Ah, the shoplifting.
Yeah, rash of it.
Oh, it's a cruel world, PJ, when crime interferes with our work.
Venison and eggs for breakfast.
Oh, Robin Hood swore by it.
I've had venison the last 5 meals straight. You trying to tell me something?
Well, thanks to PJ, we have a freezer full of Bambi burgers.
Ros, don't use PJ scrounging venison to pick a fight with me. This is about that job in the city. Say so.
Look, there's nothing for me here. Wayne, would you consider asking for a transfer back to the city?
I just got here. I look like a bloody idiot, and anyway, I wouldn't get it.
Look, I've always made my own way. I feel like a failure.
Well, how the hell do you think I feel?
Good morning.
Morning.
Don't get too comfortable. Old Henderson reckons someone's cut his fence again. Go out and have a word with him, will you?
Good, boss.
And, go easy. Since he got on the Shire Council, he reckons he owns the joint.
Solar diplomacy. How you going? Need any help there?
Shoot him. Shoot him!
Mount Thomas to VKC. Could you ask Mount Thomas 308 to call the station, please?
Copy, Mount Thomas. Mount Thomas 308. Contact the station, please. Mount Thomas 308 is not responding, Mount Thomas.
Mount Thomas to VKC. Try him again in 5 minutes, will you?
5 minutes, Mount Thomas.
Mongrels. They stole me chocolates.
CJ, they do that to you as well?
A man hit me with a bucket.
A bucket?
Come on, Ronnie. Tell us all about life in the service station industry, mate. Looks like you could do with a cup of tea, Mags. Sweet. One for me while you're at it. Hey, you recognise them, mate?
No, they weren't locals, if that's what you mean. Came in for petrol. 82, 83, blue-grey Mitsubishi sedan.
Uh-huh. You get the rego?
I wouldn't have a clue.
So, what about them?
Hey, he was big. Bloody big with a bucket in his hand.
Hair colour?
Brown. Jeans, black T-shirt, black and green striped shirt. She was little. She's 5'2", 5'3". Jeans, flowery shirt. Pretty trim.
Good bum?
Not bad.
So you're saying you noticed her more than him?
Well, you do, don't you?
Okay, so you were watching her?
Well, they said they had a crook wiper, so I go out to get one, come back, and she's stealing chocolates from the rack in the office.
Which is when he tipped the bucket on you.
This is not funny, PJ.
Woman is 155 centimetres, dark hair, described as having a trim figure and a good bum. Wearing floral shirt and jeans. Please advise all cars in St David's, Mount Thomas areas.
Copy, Mount Thomas. All cars in the St. David's and Mount Thomas area. Is anyone there? Call to follow radio procedure, please. Am I talking to the police? Yes, madam, you are broadcasting on a police frequency. I'm using the radio set in a police van. There's a young constable here. He's on the ground. It looks like he's been shot.
Boss?
Give me your exact location, please. I'm on Thomas
Henderson's place is south. Wayne's been shot.
You can ride to the hospital, get his head seen to.
Ronnie, go to the hospital and get your head seen.
Hang on, what about me chocolates?
No, it doesn't matter about your
Well, lock the station. You won't need an interruption.
We've got it opposite now. Just
all right,
go,
all right,
Ronnie.
go.
Go.
Don't forget to inform the duty officer at St David's.
Hello? Can you hear me? Ugh.
Is he breathing?
Yes, I think so.
Wayne! Wayne!
Oh, God.
Give me your hand. Hold it there tight, okay? Hold it there tight. Right, you support his head, okay?
Yeah.
Mount Thomas 607.
Go ahead, 607.
Confirmed officer down. Gunshot wound to upper chest. No offenders in view. Do we have an ETA in the ambulance?
Ambulance is on its way. No ET available, 607. Supervisor's ETA, 5 minutes. Do you require further assistance?
Negative, negative. Ambulance in view.
Go on, mate. Go on, Wayne. You'll be okay. Keep it there tight. You're doing really well. Go on, mate. We'll be right. He's been hitting the upper chest. Come on.
Mount Thomas to VKC. Please inform Sergeant Croydon, Mount Thomas 508, that the duty officer is travelling to the hospital. Detective Millich proceeding to Mount Thomas Station. I have not yet managed to contact Mrs. Patterson.
Thank you, Mount Thomas. VKC to Mount Thomas 508.
Well, they didn't steal his gun. Must have panicked. Really panicked.
Well, he's been shot in the middle of the road, and he's dragged himself down here behind the van.
So why'd he pull up?
We saw something.
Pulled someone over, speeding, dangerous driving, something. Walked back from the van, talked to the driver, bang.
Oil here, where the other car would have been parked.
Yeah, but there's too much of his only just pulled him over.
So they were parked. Why'd you park here?
They were parked, doing something.
Not broken down, so they took off. I don't know, maybe.
He was helping him. Well, you know what Wayne's like. He'd actually stopped to help him.
There we go. This is where he fell.
Mount Thomas Station on Channel 36.
PJ here. On a stolen vehicle check. Anything with a CO prefix.
Right, PJ.
Let's check with any Mitsubishis. 82, 83, blue or grey.
Okay, gotcha, PJ.
Country town and ABH and shooting within an hour of each other.
Same people.
I have a few bucks on it.
Coming. Yes. Yes.
Detective Sergeant Steve Millich.
Constable Doyle.
Who told you to lock the door?
Sergeant Croydon. He and PJ are on their way back now. Look, I'm just doing a stolen vehicle check. Sorry, I'm on my own.
Steve, didn't waste any time. How's it looking? Not a lot to go on.
Nice to see you, Steve.
PJ.
Thank you very much. PJ, there's one unrecovered car with a CO prefix. It was knocked off last month in Footscray. Licence plate number COM962.
The mate?
It's a blue-grey Mitsubishi sedan, 1981.
Bingo.
It's the same vehicle that knocked over Ronnie Field's servo.
Maybe we should have a talk to him.
They came from town.
Which town, Ronnie?
Mount Thomas. Is there some other town?
Some would say so.
The car. You didn't see the reg, Joe?
Told you I didn't.
COM962 ring a bell.
Didn't see it.
But it was a Mitsubishi blue-grey. And the stolen vehicle's register, Ronnie, says blue-grey. 81 Mitsubishi sedan.
Or 82. 81 if you like.
Stolen last month down at Footscray.
They've been driving a stolen car for a month.
Once their trims were smart, on me.
Hey, if you blokes don't need many more, the boss wants me to go through Wayne's files in case it's a local.
On the subject of locals, they found Roz yet?
What's that mean, mate?
Nick, bloke's wife's been talking about going back to town. Then the bloke gets shot. The wife can't be found.
Roz. Mate, you gotta be kidding.
Forget police, forget mates, Nick. What would you normally think? Some bloke up from town to collect her? Bit of a domestic by the side of the road?
You've been a D too long, PJ.
Oh, Clive, Tom Croydon. Ross Patterson, Wayne's wife. Well, she's lost her licence. It occurs to me she might have used a cab to go somewhere this morning. Yeah, well, if any of the drivers see her, or if she calls a cab, could you get her to call the station ASAP? Thanks, mate.
I can't really say.
Why not? You work with Patterson. You know the wife.
They've got a good relationship. They have their problems like anybody else, I suppose.
You suppose?
Look, it's just not credible.
Spouse, Maggie, your best chance of being killed is by your spouse. Family member, someone you know. That's doctrine.
Mount Thomas Police. Thank you. The hospital. They've got the bullet.
It's a hobby farm, but they don't get up here all that often. Not lately.
Have you informed your parents?
Not yet.
Schultz, Doyle. Now, this is Miss Haley and Mr. Clark. They've come up to spend the weekend at Miss Haley's parents' hobby farm, but there are signs that someone else has been using the premises. Check it out.
Both of us?
Excuse us a moment. I doubt if it's related, but I don't want anybody sticking their necks out just at the moment, all right?
Sure, boss.
And go easy, will you? The father is John Haley, the barrister.
Criminal lawyer?
Yes, very influential. I don't want any complaints coming down from the commissioner. Go.
Maggie.
This way.
Police!
Police! Back clear.
Front clear. The master bedroom's been used.
Yeah, the kitchen's in a real mess. Get the kids in.
Bloody awful start to a dirty weekend, eh?
Yeah.
Nick?
In here. What team's your dad barrack for, Miss Haley?
Tigers. He had humble origins.
He must if it's my team. What's this?
That's Essendon.
Well, Dad wouldn't have had that in the house.
Well, it must belong to the visitors in. Let's see what else turns up.
Thanks, mate. Keep in touch. Forensic's got a match on the bullet. The gun's got a history.
Which is?
9 months back, payroll job in the city, 2 offenders, constable killed.
Same gun. They didn't dump it.
Oh, we're talking about people who are still driving a car a month after they flogged it, mate. They probably walk on their knuckles. And it gets better. There was an arrest after the payroll job. He's sitting there in the remand wing.
So the accomplice just drove through Mount Thomas.
Well, the gun certainly did.
I phoned a cab. They told
He's
me to
okay.
contact...
He's going to be okay.
And it is one.
He's taken a
I
bullet.
just-
He's going to be fine. Look,
Wait, wait,
I'll get somebody to take you to the hospital, all right? But first, I need to know where you've been. Ros, I have to know.
I was at Mrs. Patrick's. I was doing her hair.
Lorna Patrick.
Tom, what's this about?
You're his wife. I had to ask. Oh, Doyle, take Ross to the hospital, will you?
You just wait here and I'll drop this off to the detectives.
Okay, what have we got?
Right. One Guernsey, Essendon colours.
Sign of a criminal mind, in my book.
One little baggie with some herbal medicine.
Pretty good dope by the smell of it.
And another little baggie with, what's it look like to you, Steve?
Gram and a half. Marching powder. You feeling low?
3 by $100 bills.
I'll take their numbers, because you never know you're lacking a big city.
And last but not least, a big baggie with nothing in it.
Wait a minute. It looks like oil smears.
Yeah, well, could be gun oil.
Yeah. Talk to Warner, Patrick. Check it out.
Good day.
Oh, how'd you go?
Oh, fine. I just spoke to Dad on the phone. He said he'd be up here in about 3 hours.
Well, coming straight up, is he? I'm sorry, was there something valuable missing, something he didn't tell us about?
Oh, no, he's probably just worried about me. I mean, you know how fathers can be.
Yeah, I've seen a bit of that in my time, yeah.
Well, he can be a bit old-fashioned.
So if Mr. Clark gets a train back to town, you tell me you've come up here on your own to study, then I'll take your word for it.
Thank you.
Not at all.
You don't mind, do you?
If I'm going to be working in your dad's office next year.
Excuse me a moment.
Thanks a lot, mate. I owe you one. Hang on a tick. Hundreds came from the payroll job.
PJ here, mate. Look, the bloke on remand for that job. You wouldn't care to tell me who his lawyer is, would you? It's going to be John Haley. Cross-examined me once, made me look like a real dickwit. Now it's his turn. Thank you so much. Got him. Goes to show you, Steve, a man who never drinks leads a clean life.
Good things happen to him, I
Shall
know.
we proceed?
No, it all checked out. She arrived at Mrs. Patrick's at about 8:30 and she was doing her hair until she phoned the cab.
How did she get there?
Mrs. Patrick's daughter gave her a lift from work.
You spoken to her?
Yeah. I felt like a bit of a bastard asking.
Join the club, son.
I've been horrible to him. I got that job in the city and I gave him a hard time about cooking Bambi. Hated that film. They had to carry me out when they shot Bambi's mother. Where is it?
It missed the spine, missed the heart.
Is it still in there?
No, they got it.
You know that Tom thought it could have been me? What a job. I understood just as soon as he asked. Logical. Living with Wayne, getting to know how you all think. It's weird. You and Wayne were... You and Wayne were with each other at the academy, right? Right. Worked together. Got a lot in common.
Oh, stop it.
I mean, it'd be natural.
No, stop it. Look, police don't...
Marry police. Is that written up somewhere? Maggie, I'm sorry. He's gonna live, right?
Right.
Isn't he?
Yes.
I've got to be a better wife.
Oh, Roz.
Look, I know the way it looks, but maybe I can change.
Roz. He likes you. He loves you. The way you are. Look, a lot of guys, they come to work and they never even mention their wives. They're pretend bachelors. Wayne, he comes to work and he tells Roz stories. He's obviously very proud of you.
Proud?
Yeah. And, if you want to know, it gets on my nerves.
Proud.
Wouldn't mind a place like this.
Oh, yeah?
Couple of cows, run some chooks, grow some veggies.
Ah, simple peasant life, eh, Steve?
Well, my grandfather was from the country. He lived to be nearly 100.
Yeah? Whoa, whoa, whoa. Here they come.
Well,
don't just hang about, Larry. Bring the stuff in. Hey, don't leave the car open like that.
Oh, look, I'll do it later.
Later is when I want it wiped down and gone, Larry.
Police are under arrest. Sam, move and you'll be wearing your brains.
Mr. Halley said we could use this place.
Yeah, that's news to him.
Which one of you's got the gun? Come on.
What gun? You search me and I'll say you felt me up. Larry will back me.
Steve, check we didn't leave anything in the house, will you, mate? My friend is dead. You shot my friend and he's dead. Now you tell me where the bloody gun is, mate, or my gun's gonna go off and you'll be bloody dead. You hear what I'm saying?
Shut up, Larry. He's bluffing.
Bluffing, am I? Am I bluffing, Larry?
Yes, you are.
Okay, sweetheart. Let's see how long Larry lasts when he's on his own and you're not there with your hand up his back making his mouth work for him.
Ross. Thanks. Dad got shot once.
How'd your mum cope?
Oh, about as well as you are. You're doing fine.
Your dad? How did he cope?
Oh, Dad's indestructible. Not really. I saw him cry when Mum died. But mostly indestructible. It was like the bullet, it wounded his body. Mum dying, well, that was something else.
So you think that Wayne...
I can't tell you things I don't know, Ross. Mr. Patterson's awake. Ross, just a minute, and then I've really got to talk to him. And you tell the boss I let you in first, and I'm history. Go.
Hey.
Hello.
Just don't lean on me.
I've never seen you sick.
Hey.
Hey, yourself. What happened?
I stopped to check a stationary vehicle. I walked back. And something hit me.
Someone shot you.
Yeah, the doctor said.
I'm not taking the job. And I'm going to give away all the venison.
That'd make us even.
I love you. I'm sorry. I don't know what I was thinking of. I thought you were going to die before I got a chance to say it.
Take a seat, Larry. You're in strife, mate. You're in real deep shit. You see, the drugs, stolen car, burglary, it's all pussy little stuff, mate. Good brief and a sob story about how your mummy hit you and some bleeding heart judge will give you a bond for all that. No, as I see it, mate, your problem is the attempted murder of a police officer.
You said he was dead.
Who'd I say was
your
dead?
Friend.
Well, I got lots of dead friends, Larry, haven't you?
You said you'd shoot us.
I said what?
You said your friend was dead and you were going to kill us.
Oh, I was going to go easy on you, Larry. You know, I was going to take into consideration the fact that you are 2 sangers short of a bloody picnic. Now, we know the girl told you to do it, and I was going to take that into consideration, but now you've made me very angry.
Hey, get us a cup of tea. How do you take it, Larry?
Milk and 3.
You always bloody nursemaid him, don't you, mate?
Oh, I wouldn't get him angry if I was you, mate. He can be a real bastard when he's angry. And him and Wayne, the constable you shot, very close. Like brothers.
We didn't shoot anybody.
Well, that's the way you're going to get him angry, all right. Denying it. I just wish we had video monitors in the cells.
What for?
Well, you're going to be locked in the cells all night, mate, and... well, I just can't guarantee that I can protect you from him. Now, your lady friend...
Sandra.
Jones.
Lynch.
Lynch. Sandra Lynch. Right. Oh, was Sandra told you to shoot him, right? Larry, we don't need your statement. The constable you shot has regained consciousness. He saw you before you shot him. He can identify both of you. But it would help your case if you were to make a statement of your own free will and tell us where the gun was.
Sandra.
Told you not to say anything.
Here we are. Waiting 3.
I'll have mine outside.
Yeah, hang on.
Larry, you're perfectly safe. You're in a police station.
Yeah, he's safer from us than my mate was from you, Larry. Don't you think?
I don't have to tell you my name.
You got priors, love. It's written all over you. Once your print's at town, we'll have your name, address, cup size, everything.
I don't have to tell you my name.
Sandra Lynch. Larry told us. He's over there dumping you in the poo, Sandra. He reckons you fired the shot.
Bullshit.
I just dropped over to let you know we're getting ready to take his statement. I think you've got about 10 minutes to give us your version, because after that we won't need it.
Larry'd never tell lies about me, because he knows what had happened to him if he did.
You're going to be in separate jails, Sandra. You won't be able to get to him.
Oh, I don't think Larry will go to jail at all. He's putting it all down to you, love.
I don't believe you.
Sir? I want to see your officer in charge.
Well, he's a bit busy at the moment, sir. May I help you?
Yes, I'd like to see him now. My name's Haley.
Right. So it was your hobby farm that was broken into?
Where's my daughter?
Well, Mr. Haley, I believe she booked into the Imperial Hotel. You just wait a tick and I'll see if the sergeant can spare you a moment.
You ever had a baby, Sandra?
What's that got to do with anything?
Because if you haven't and you don't cooperate, you're never going to have one. Because by the time you get out of stir, you're going to be past it.
For stealing a car, do me a favour.
For shooting a cop.
Without a gun?
Haley's here, boss.
If Mr. Haley's here, I want him to represent us.
You broke into his house. Why would he want to represent you?
He will.
You better get him while he's awake.
You can have a few more minutes.
No, look, I want him caught, Maggie. Wayne's lying in there like a sick little kid, and I want the bastard who did it caught. Take a seat.
There was this bluey-grey sedan parked by the road.
The make?
Japanese Toyota Mitsubishi. It was about 10 years old. It was just parked there. I thought they might have had engine trouble.
Oh, there were people in it.
2. Parked, walked back.
What, 2 men, 2 women, a man and a woman?
A man and a woman, I think.
Wayne, you wrote some of the license plate number down in the dirt.
Did I? I don't remember.
Did they say anything?
Yeah, she said shoot him. She said shoot him. Must have meant me.
That's important, Wayne. Did you recognise them?
I didn't really see the faces, and I didn't know the voices, no.
The car?
Millions of them.
Was there anything at all about them?
No. There's no one I knew.
I'll get Roz back. He never saw them. He can't remember the actual moment he was shot.
Oh, that's normal.
Dad couldn't either.
Hey, I want you two out looking for that gun. Fire was a thought. All right, between the time Wayne got shot and the time of the arrest, they went shopping in St David's. Well, that's their movements. Backtrack them and see if you can find that gun.
Anyway, Dad, when I got there, people had been living there.
So, why didn't you phone me?
Well, I just got scared, so I went to the police.
So they searched the place?
Should I have not let them in?
No, they're in their rights. Did they take anything away?
Oh, just some stuff from the people that have been using the place.
Yes, exactly what did they take?
Some junk food, a sports bag from the bedroom. Oh, but don't worry, it wasn't yours. Whoever owned it barracked for Essendon.
Okay,
I'm sorry, should I have not let them take the bag?
forget the bag.
Dad?
I mean, forget it. Cheers.
Mr. Haley? Detective Senior Constable Hasham. I'd like a word at the station, please, sir.
Haven't we met somewhere before?
Yes, you once appeared for a customer of mine accused of armed robbery. It was a very educational experience.
Never seen it before.
Then you wouldn't know what it contained.
No, I wouldn't.
You wouldn't know that it contained 3 $100 bills, which are part of the proceeds of a payroll robbery in the city 9 months ago?
Certainly not.
Would it help jog your memory, sir, if I told you that... you were defending one of the men accused of that robbery?
You're not presuming his guilt, I hope.
Absolutely not, sir. But what concerns me at the moment is the cosmic bloody coincidence. You see, on one hand, you're defending a man accused of a payroll robbery. And on the other, some of the proceeds of that robbery turn up in your house.
In a bag. Taken into my house by a break-and-enter merchant.
Who denies ownership of the bag?
Well, naturally.
As naturally do you.
And they reckon that you invited them.
What?
Yeah, they say that they're staying there at your invitation.
Who are these people?
Hey, Mr. Haley.
Hello, Larry. Sandra?
Mr. Haley, we'd like you to represent us.
Yes, well, we'll talk about that later, Sandra, in private.
That was Mr. Haley. He's my boss.
Ah, good boss, is he, Larry?
That'll do, Larry.
Interview recommenced at 15:03.
Yeah, I know him. I represented Larry once.
Oh, that would have been his GBH charge. Record says you got him a bond.
Well, if that's what the record says.
He re-offended 2 months later. Nearly beat a bloke to death.
You're somehow connecting the two events.
Of course not, sir.
It sounded as if you were suggesting some responsibility on my part for the second event.
Never. Larry claims they were cleaning the place up for you.
That's correct.
That's correct.
Yes. Sometimes in the past, when I've had guests coming up, Larry and Sandra have cleaned the place up for me.
I'm sorry. No, I don't want to be difficult to get along with, but didn't you just change your story? Just do a U-turn?
I'm sure Mr. Haley can explain that, Steve.
Larry and Sandra have permission to be here. When my daughter said there were unauthorized people in the house, well, it never occurred to me that she meant Larry and Sandra.
So without asking, you naturally jumped in your car and drove 3 hours to check it all out.
Well, Larry's not too bright. I thought he might have left the place unlocked.
Okay, Mr. Haley, let's stop pissing around, shall we? You're representing someone accused of a payroll robbery. Notes from the payroll job are found in your house the same day the gun from the payroll robbery is used in a shooting not 5 kilometres away. So we're talking a possible charge of accessory before the fact.
So let's just cut the crap, shall we, Mr. Haley?
I'm not obliged to answer any more of your questions.
Try and leave and I'll arrest you as an accessory to the payroll robbery and murder of the constable.
PJ, you forgot to mention the drugs that were found on Mr. Haley's property.
Drugs?
Sorry. Didn't I tell you?
They do the job on the service station, they pull up here.
Wayne pulls up, walks back. Sandra says shoot him. Larry shoots him.
And they drive away.
And get rid of the gun as soon as they can.
Well, you said as soon as they could.
Did I?
Yep.
And Nick, have you got any waders in the boot? If PJ turns up with a video camera, you are both dead meat. And don't laugh.
I know nothing about any drugs, or any money, or any gun.
And you've never seen this bag before?
Well, every time the Tigers play the Bombers, I see hundreds, possibly thousands of similar bags.
But you've never had a similar bag in your possession, sir.
I'm not in a position to confirm or deny that.
What's that supposed to mean?
What I said. For ethical reasons, I can't say yes or no to that question.
An issue of client confidentiality.
Mr. Haley, this is a murder investigation.
I can't help that.
Why won't Mr. Haley represent us?
Oh, I don't know, mate. He did before, didn't he?
Got off, he did.
Ah, well, he could probably get you off this time too. But if he wanted. Are you going to wear all this on your own, Larry? Now, I have to say, it's very noble of you. I mean, I really admire it. Now, most blokes, when they saw how Haley and your missus were looking at each other out there, well, most blokes wouldn't want to go away for a long stretch, but it's your decision.
What do you mean? What do you mean about Mr. Haley and Sandra?
Oh, I think you'd probably represent her, that's all.
No, us.
No, mate, her. Best will in the world, I don't think Haley wants to get into your pants.
What, are you saying he wants to get into Sandra's?
Understandable, isn't it? Very attractive woman. These two just can't keep their hands off each other.
So I see.
They tossed it in the Conway Creek.
I think the word you're looking for is congratulations.
Go on, Mike, you have first shower.
Surprise, Larry. Sandra told us where it was, babe. She's really going to stitch you up unless you start talking.
You tell us about the bag and that gun, or I'm going to let her and Haley do it to you. Now!
We got tossed out of our place down the city. Sandra made me knock off the car. We come up here to live, eh? Mr. Haley doesn't use the place anymore.
And the bag?
It's in the wardrobe.
And this was in it?
Yeah, a Guernsey, some money. We spent the little bills. Sandra said we couldn't use the big ones. Some dope, a bit of coke.
And the gun. We're taking Larry's statement now, Sandra. He's talking like there's no tomorrow.
I don't believe you.
He told us where you threw it.
Where he threw it. I don't know what I'm doing with that idiot. Should have packed the bags and left ages ago.
Sandra, I truly believe it wasn't you that fired the shot.
You're darn right it wasn't.
But unless you're prepared to make a statement, the court's going to hear that you did.
He wouldn't.
He told us where it was. The gun's been used before 9 months ago. It killed a police constable. So there may be other charges.
We didn't have the gun 9 months ago. The first time we saw it was in that bloody bag.
And where was the bag, Sandra? In your wardrobe. We now have two statements that the gun that killed the constable 9 months ago and wounded our constable today was found on your premises, in this bag.
Together with a quantity of drugs and a number of banknotes identified as coming from the payroll robbery itself.
Are you suggesting that I took part in an armed hold-up?
Well, I don't know, sir. Did you?
Suppose you didn't. There's still a concealing of evidence, accessory after the fact of murder, accessory after the fact of armed robbery.
My client, the one you know about.
The one on remand for the armed robbery.
Handed me the bag for safekeeping. Now, I regard that as privileged communication between client and lawyer. I put the bag for safekeeping in my country house, following my client's instructions. At no time did I look inside the bag.
You didn't inquire as to why he was giving it to you?
He said it was to keep his friend honest.
To keep his partner honest about the divvy-up.
My client's not been proven guilty of that charge.
His partner's fingerprints were on the gun, right?
I've no idea.
You left a gun lying around for some moron to pick up and use on a police officer, sir? Mr. Haley, I'm charging you with conspiracy to pervert the course of justice, with being in possession of an unlicensed pistol, with inadequate safekeeping of a pistol, with being in possession of a quantity of drugs, namely marijuana and cocaine, with receiving money being the proceeds of an armed robbery. You're not obliged to answer any of these questions, but anything you do say may be recorded and used in evidence. Do you understand?
Yes.
Do you wish to say anything in answer to these charges?
No.
Hi, Chris. Good going, you two, finding that gun.
Oh, this is dumb luck.
If you think the right way and push hard enough, luck happens. I'll have a beer, thank you.
I wouldn't ask if I were you, boss.
Oh, I'm sure PJ knows what he's about.
I bet he does. Well, I'm sorry about your father being called back into town. He's helping us out with some inquiries.
Oh, that sounds ominous.
Nah, manner of speaking. But I've been authorised to buy you dinner, and if you need some help around the house...
Oh, I'm going to go up to the hospital. Ros can probably do with a break. You guys going to come?
Too right.
Boss?
Let's leave him alone for a while. Give Wayne and Ross some time together.
A beer? Chris?
Still here?
Getting the doctors to graft me to you.
Could be interesting. Which position? Don't. Only hurts when I laugh.